So I'm so proud today that I grew the biggest cabbage I have ever grown, and it's amazing. I'll just have to show you guys. We had a really good harvest today. I think I picked, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cabbages for my fall harvest. I still have some tiny ones in the garden still, and I'm gonna give them more of a chance to see if they will get bigger. But the heat is starting to split a few of them, which this week's gonna be pretty warm, but I'm gonna give them another chance to see if they'll get a little bit bigger. That's what happened to me this spring, is I just let some of the ones that were smaller than the ones that I harvested, and they did actually get bigger a couple weeks later that I let them grow more. So we'll see how that works, but today was a really big harvest, and I probably plan on doing sauerkraut with these cabbages that I picked today. I have a lot in the freezer from spring, so I might just go ahead and do a sauerkraut. That way we have that all through the winter time to eat. But I'm absolutely proud that my fall harvest has done really good with my cabbages. Now I can't really say that with my cauliflower or broccoli. Definitely not my broccoli. Broccoli is one of the ones that I have got to buckle down and learn how to grow bigger heads on. And my cauliflower is actually one of my easiest plants to grow. It did really well this spring, but I haven't seen any, well, I have been seeing a little bit of heads forming on my cauliflower, but they are no near ready to be harvested or anything. So those probably going another month maybe, we'll see. But my cabbage was definitely ready, like on half of them, so I went ahead and pulled them today so the heat wouldn't split them. So I'm harvesting this first cabbage here because it's ready, and I believe there's only 2 cabbages left in this row, so I'm going to go ahead and completely clean it out and either grow something else or cover it for winter. Now this one here is the biggest cabbage that I've grown, and it's absolutely beautiful. I am so pleased of how this cabbage turned out. It's just an absolutely perfect looking cabbage. I'm just so very proud of how this cabbage grown. Now it's the only one that really got this big. It just really liked, I guess, the spot that it was growing in, but I ended up cleaning out most of these cabbages out of the other row because they were ready. And I ended up getting 6 cabbages in one day, which is a really good harvest. And I'm gonna let the other ones try to get bigger, see if they will get bigger. Look how perfect this one looks right here. It's a smaller one. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. So I end up taking the outer leaves off, and then I cut off the bottom of the cabbages so I can store them into my refrigerator. And all the leftover scraps go straight to my chickens, and I know they'll really like that and clean that up for me. But you can tell here, like that middle one is the biggest cabbage compared to all these smaller ones. And there's a comparison right here of the left side is the biggest cabbage compared to the other 2. So I'm starting to feel a little bit of pressure now that we're getting really close to our frost date. It's October 20th and today's the 17th. So I am getting super nervous because I got all this week to harvest, and I got all of my sweet potatoes to still harvest. I got celery coming back underneath my asparagus, and what else? Got 2 more pumpkins to harvest, which they're not ready yet. And then I got some lettuce over here that is really growing really well. So I'm feeling the time crunch right now and getting nervous, and I still need to can up some apple pie inside and make sauerkraut. So there's just a lot going on these next couple weeks. So I will be definitely busy and trying to get all of this done before our first frost. So I ended up harvesting my sweet potatoes, and right here, this one is one of the biggest ones that I picked so far. It was huge. But whenever you're going to harvest your sweet potatoes, you want to look at the forecast and see if there is a freeze in the near future. And if there is, you want to go ahead and pull all of those sweet potatoes out before your first frost hits. Now, we actually haven't really had a hard frost yet, but whenever your leaves start turning just a little bit yellow on your sweet potatoes, you want to go ahead and start harvesting your sweet potatoes. And I just went ahead and started this process because I know it would take quite a bit of time. And later on, my family actually showed up. They were all out cutting wood out in the field, and they all started helping me. Now, my little one was taking a nap, so he would have been really upset knowing that we were harvesting all these sweet potatoes because he loves helping in the garden. But we just went ahead and started cleaning all this up. And I know that you can eat sweet potato vines. They're really healthy for you, but we were just in a hurry tonight to get this done. I still needed to do supper, and I wanted to get this done before a chance of frost was coming or if it was going to rain. So I'm really glad that the family came to help me harvest the rest of this. Now, these beds are going to have to be replaced this fall, so they are falling apart. But that is one of our projects that we have going on this winter. And we actually got quite a bit of sweet potatoes. We actually had a full wheelbarrow full, and I'm really pleased of how much we actually got. So I ended up storing these into the garage overnight so I can get supper started. Alright, so it's the next day. I ran out of time last night, just kept everything in the wheelbarrow in the garage. So today I am going to cure my sweet potatoes. I'm going to lay them out on a piece of wrapping paper, but it's like a natural wrapping paper that I have. It's just paper. And I'm just gonna lay them on the garage floor because in here it stays about 60 degrees through the night, and the next 9 days are supposed to be really nice, so I'm gonna try to hurry and cure them in my garage on the floor. Sweet potatoes don't like to be cold, so this is the only way that I have to cure them. Curing them just makes them sweeter over time, so you want at least 10 plus days to cure your sweet potatoes. So I'm going to start that today, but first I'm going to weigh all my sweet potatoes and see how many pounds that I got so I can write it in my garden planner, and I will be able to look back in my garden planner every year to see how many pounds that I grow every single year, and it's just good information to know and write down. So I started off laying out that wrapping paper, getting it all ready for all the sweet potatoes to be laid on. Now, I mentioned before that sweet potatoes do not like to be cold, which it's a little cooler in my garage right now because we are starting to get into the late fall season where the nights get kind of chilly, but this is my only spot that I have. I actually could put them in my greenhouse and lay them all on the racks, but my greenhouse needs to be fixed right now, and the panels, some of the panels need to be replaced, so if it did rain, I didn't want to take the chance of water getting on these sweet potatoes, so I just decided to put them in my garage on the floor, and I have exactly probably 9 days before we actually drop to 35 degrees at night. So I'm hoping I have just enough time to get these sweet potatoes cured, and I will store them in my laundry room in crates or cardboard boxes whenever they are done being cured. Now, I weighed every single container of sweet potato because I wanted to know how many pounds that I had, and ended up being quite a bit of pounds. It was 116 pounds, which I did not think that was going to be that much. So I'm really proud of that harvest. Then I moved on and started planting my fall lettuce that I started a couple weeks ago on some of my previous videos. I have where I started this lettuce on my front porch. And I just wanted to go ahead and get this ready and planted into the ground. And I ended up putting my row cover over it, but I opened it halfway because we still have quite a bit of warm days during the day and it gets cool at night. So I wanted to go ahead and get that frost cloth on there so it's ready to go and I can run out there if we were going to have a light freeze coming up in the next couple days. So I could just easily drop that frost cloth and get it all situated so the lettuce won't be affected. I hope you guys enjoy some of these videos that I make, and if you like my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I try to make a video every week and get it posted, so I really appreciate you guys watching and coming along on my gardening journey and cooking and just our little farm. Whatever we're doing, I really appreciate you guys being here.